Okay, so in a different video, I talked about splitting up guitar parts into using the simpler device on Ableton so that you can play them back in with a MIDI keyboard. The other thing you can do is take a guitar part that you've recorded and split it up into a drum rack, which you can then play in using a drum controller or again a MIDI keyboard, and you can automate in some interesting ways. So here we've got this drop C sharp guitar, which is basically a part where I've made lots of percussive hits on a guitar using an Allen key and various other kind of prepared guitar sort of bits and bobs. A little bit like Joe Satriani's done this in the past, like it's not a new thing. So there are lots, there's like, I think it's like a 3-minute long sample, it's quite long, and I've split it up onto a drum rack, which you can see down here. And you can see, for example, this slice just here, which is the, I've named them onomatopoeically so I can remember that's beer. And you can hear what it sounds like if we activate it so that we can play it in. And we go down to a low one. You can kind of see the onomatopoeic names are close enough to what they're actually doing. It's a bit weird because there is some there's some panning on this track, so it's probably come out a bit weird on the recording. But this basically just means that you can make these very interesting percussive things that are tuned to a specific pitch or like key, and then you can obviously you can use the transpose function to change that up. But it's a little bit of a difference. It gives you like a little different timbre to play with other than like a regular kind of drum sound. You can see here there's a lot of drum tracks, and layering lots and lots of percussion tracks is something that lots of people do. But it's very, very particular to the music in the band. And having extra tracks that are actually made out of guitars rather than traditional percussion is something that I like to do to add interesting textures and timbres into our tracks. And it sounds like this. And this is almost just like a classic kind of break, essentially, and that returns throughout the track in a few different places. And there's some panning and automation on it. And in context, it's not super obvious that it's a guitar. It just kind of sounds like this bit crushed sort of drum part. And it's used on quite a lot of different tracks. This one's, like I say, in drop C sharp, but I've made drum racks using a variety of tunings so that they can be dropped more organically into tracks as layers and textures, and also transposed if need be. So anyway, hope that's a useful trick, and I'll see you in the next one.